Hey guys, today we're going to be doing a 3D Matterport floor plan with a Theta Z1 camera. Now here at Lister Pros, all of our media specialists use the official Matterport cameras, but I know that all of you guys may not want to purchase one of those cameras. This camera can be purchased for around $1,000 and it does a great job. It doesn't have the depth sense, so if your customer requests a 2D schematic floor plan with their Matterport, they won't be able to get it with this particular camera, but it does produce high quality images, and it is a little bit faster to do your 3D floor plans than using a Matterport camera. That being said, let's get started. We're going to go ahead and prep this home, and then we'll get started on the 3D floor plan. All right, so I'm going through the house, turning on all the lights, making sure that the fans are off, because with the 3D floor plan, a lot of times the fans will look blurry if they are turned on. Let's just go through here. And you want to make sure that all the doors are open for all the spaces that you plan on going into. All right, so we're prepping down here. It looks like the light's not working here. So we'll turn on that light. These bedrooms don't seem to have many fixtures. Now when it comes to the Matterport 3D floor plans, you want to make sure that all the doors are set. Garages can sometimes be an issue because they have auto close. So we'll need to find something that we can put in the door jamb to hold the door open, just so that we can kind of flow into the garage and capture that. You know, sometimes they'll request not to shoot the garage, but I don't see a reason not to. So by default, I like to capture the garages. So once I'm done just prepping or going through, making sure all these lights are on, we'll find something to wedge that open. And it looks like there's no fixtures in these rooms. Now, let's see. All right, in the bathroom here, we have a toilet paper roll that looks like it's just about finished. So I'm gonna see if I can use this to kind of wedge to hold the door open in the garage. If not, we'll go into the backyard and find a rock or something. But we'll see if we can get it to stay open just enough. I don't know if this is going to be strong enough or not. Maybe if I fold it over one more time, it might work. But if you're doing these often, I recommend just having a door stop with you at all times, so that you don't have to improvise on the fly like this. But just know sometimes you will have to improvise. All right, now that looks like it's open enough to where I can go this way, and I can also capture the garage. So that'll actually work. So let's go back and get started with the camera. All right, now that we've prepped the home and we're ready to go, let's go ahead and set up our gear. Now we'll take the cover off. You want to make sure that you keep everything and don't leave things laying around, because the 360 photos will pick everything up. And I've done it a couple times where I've left something sitting out and I've accidentally captured it, then I had to rescan. Now from a height perspective, I typically like to keep it at around 5 feet, somewhere around here. I don't like it too high of a perspective or too low of a perspective. You want it to feel natural to a potential viewer. And I usually like to start at the front door. So let's go ahead and we'll start here. All right, so now let's go to the iPad. I'm gonna start recording my screen here. And let's start recording. All right, so Matterport, you'll go into Matterport, you'll create a new job. In this particular instance, we're just gonna put Test Street, and we're in Chandler, Arizona today, so we're gonna put Chandler, AZ, but you'll wanna fill it out completely for the particular home that you're doing. You can see that the Theta Z is already connected. It's all connected via Wi-Fi. So I already connected to the Zeta V. If you don't know how, you'll go into your settings, your Wi-Fi settings, and then you'll find your Theta V or your Matterport camera. They both connect with Wi-Fi. Now you'll see your camera's battery life here in the upper left. One thing about the Theta cameras is that they drain batteries significantly faster than the Matterports, and that's one of the biggest reasons why we use Matterport cameras in the field. Because you can literally do 4 or 5 models with a single charge on that camera. So you pretty much all day battery. All right, so we're out of the way. As long as you can't see the camera, you know you're not going to be in it, but you also need to keep in mind reflections as well. So I usually try to get all the way out of the way. So I'm going to hit the record, storage almost full. All right, I can't delete any models, but it's still going. So I heard it chime, so it said it's scanning, but I think I should be able to move the camera already. All right, so we got it. As you can see, we already have a part of the model. And I usually like to move it about 8 to 10 feet per scan. And with these cameras, you can hear it, an audible noise that knows that it has taken the picture, even though on the app it may not say that. It might say still scanning. All right. All right, so that's that. Let's move it. Now when doing models, you want to make sure that you put it in spaces where people have options to navigate. So from this spot, they can come over here, come into the kitchen, come over there. So you kind of want to have a good flow for your contact points. Just keep in mind people that are potentially navigating. Like you can see in the model here on the iPad, you can see that people can easily navigate to the main room, into the kitchen. And now I'm going to do a shot here in the dining room, a little bit closer to the window. All right. And from a speed perspective, comparing this to the Matterport does not hold up. The Matterport is significantly slower, but in my opinion, the quality is better. Customers prefer the Matterport camera. And if they decide to add a 2D schematic floor plan after the fact, you have the option. All right. All right. And let's see. So we got 4 data points here. That's pretty good. Let's go right here on the outside of the master. You don't want to go too far into a room because then it won't link it to where you're going. I always like to be on the outside of doors where it can connect to an existing scan here and then capture quite a bit into the following room. In this particular case, I'm just going to hide around the corner here. And then I'll do right inside the door. Right here on the edge, I'm not going to be in the reflection of the mirror, but I'll be able to capture most. All right, now, in some rooms with furniture, you're going to have to kind of go around to be able to capture it. Now, these ones that are completely empty, it's pretty simple. All right, let's do a scan right here. I'll do a scan right here in the closet. I'll do one right here where you got the bathroom or the toilet room. All right, and now that we're done with this wing of the house, now we're going to move into the garage and the other wing of the home. All right, so we'll get started here in the hallway, just so it'll capture a lot going that way and it'll be able to link it this way. So you just want to make sure that we're out of the way of the camera. All right, just make our way down the hallway. This one's probably a little further than 8 feet, but we'll see if it can link it. yeah, it looks like it's not having any issues today. Scanning. Sometimes we'll run into alignment issues. But so far, getting lucky on this one. All right. I'll do one more in here in the bathroom. A lot of bathrooms you can get away with just one scan. The bigger ones I'll try to get a lot. And then when you're looking at the model, you can see like data that's missing. There's a little data underneath the camera from a tripod, so I'll work there. Let me do a shot here where it can connect all these different areas. So I'm going to jump into this room here. All right, let's do this room. Starting at the door. And then I'll just shoot one in the middle of the room here. All right, now we'll be right here. Starting to capture the garage, so let's jump back into this room. Now in this room I can see kind of a dark spot from where the tripod was. I'm going to actually grab a second angle in this room. It's a smart idea to get at least 2 shots in each bedroom so that it's complete. It won't show up black on the model, but it just knows that there's no data in that particular spot. All right, so let's go into the garage. Start right here. And then we'll just give one more shot here in the middle. And as you can see, we've only been shooting for a little while and the camera already has lost 10% of its battery life. All right, let's scoot back here. All right, so it looks like the model's turning out pretty good. Not too many alignment issues. All right, let's go into this room. Let me see. So here, whoops. All right, so we just scanned one. You can hit stop. And it might block it, but it looks like it did take the picture and it's transferring. So once it aligns, we'll have to delete that particular scan. Now, where are the scans going? You can see here it's starting to mess up a little bit. You can see that there's some scans that are in some weird spots. So like this is the laundry room, but it's showing in the bathroom over here. So I'm going to delete this scan. What is this scan right here? I don't think that's in the right spot either. So this is like the hallway and it found it. Delete. And then this one right here that's in the corner, that's the one that we just did that it's aligning. So it kind of aligned, found some cluster over here. But that might be due to the fact that we haven't been marking mirrors and windows. Typically mirrors, so there's a mirror right here. That can often help reduce the errors here. Let me go ahead and mark, sorry, not a window, a mirror. Right here. Trying to think. I mean, there are some windows. We'll block off those mirrors or the windows before we upload, but I think that should help fix the issue of these random scans being put in that bathroom. All right, so let's go ahead and try it now that we've cleaned up those scans. All right, so now it should be on that side of the door. We'll see what it does here. Yep, it did do it correctly this time. So keep an eye on things like that. Even though it's saying it's successfully scanning, is it saving it to the correct part of the house? It's not a very common issue that you run into, but it is an issue nonetheless. Do another scan in here. All right, now we're ready for this bedroom. Let's move into the laundry room. All right, so we got the entry, and let's do here in the middle. And it looks like I should have good enough data here, not too many black spots, so I don't need another scan in that room. Let's do one right here in this room. I think this is the last room we have to do. All right, now we'll do one more here in the middle. All right, 34 lined correctly. So this looks like it should be our last one. So before I'll finish off, I'll mark all of the windows, because if you don't, it's going to have some artifacting in the finished model. So I'll go through and just make sure that I mark all the windows. You can see them pretty easily here on the model because they kind of bulge out for the most part. So we'll mark all the windows. And in the master, and then in the bathroom, looks like it's not going to hurt to put a window right here. It looks like there's a window in the bathroom. Swap that label. And now that I'm looking at it, I have the window marked, but in the master bedroom or bathroom, I just want to make sure that I marked all the appropriate reflections. So that might have picked up some, but that's like, it's not a window, it's glass, so that should be cleaned up. There is a mirror here on the side in the master bathroom, so I'll mark that. There's a window, and there's also some little windows, but there really isn't much data outside of the shower. I'll go ahead and mark that as well. And then we have the window here. Now typically with the regular Matterport camera, it takes a little longer to shoot each shot, so I'm usually marking windows and mirrors as I go. It's a good idea to definitely do that as you go, because you'll run into less errors like we ran into down there where it was kind of aligning scans in some random spots. That often will happen if there are mirrors that are not marked. All right. So that looks pretty good. So now from here, as you can see, our battery life on our camera is down to 65%. Now we did this one pretty quick. That was only 32 total scans. But as you can see, if you're doing a relatively large house with a Theta Z1, you are likely going to be running into some battery life issues. So anyways, that is it. So now it's a matter of just hitting the upload button and uploading it to the Matterport servers, and then they'll usually email you within 24 hours to send those links over to your customers with the final thing. We always like to polish it up and set the starting point and making sure that it looks all good. Sometimes you'll upload them and there'll be some artifacting outside of the windows. Sometimes you can clip them in their post-processing system. A lot of times you may have to make an adjustment on the model itself here and re-upload. So anyways, reach out if you guys have any questions. We'll see you guys on the next one.